So before we went to our Airbnb or hotel, we decided to stop at this really beautiful place. It's called Lago di Misurina, and it's just a few kilometers away from Airbnb. As you can see behind over there, there are some mountains, so we are at the same level with the snow, so it's actually kind of freezing over here. But I mean, the landscape and the lake, the mountains, they are just breathtaking. And yeah, of course, here we have the two ambassador dogs as well, seeing all the beauty, sucking it in. My wife is of course trying to take some nice pictures with the dogs. Never easy, but it's incredible. And right now it's about 8 o'clock, and over there you have some nice hotel as well called Hotel Misurina, and it's very cool because I saw they are already open, so probably we're gonna get some decent breakfast over there as well. And I think because our Airbnb opens only, not opens, but we can check in at 11 o'clock, so probably we're gonna use this time to find a hiking trail nearby and just explore the surrounding area and maybe get a closer glimpse to the mountains there. And this is actually a very big hotspot because, as you can see, there's a lot of people stopping here and just for the picture. It's very, very picturesque. Oh, epic. You can't really maybe see with this camera because it's so wide lens, but there are some very, very tiny ducklings swimming with the duck. Oh, it's incredibly cute. Incredible. And of course you have some local pizzeria, restaurantes, pizzerias, but I think they don't eat pizza for breakfast in Italy. I think they're more like croissant and some sweet pastry kind of kitchen. Just for interest, we have some pretty nice menus over here, and the prices seem pretty good. Not so overpriced. Like an average pizza comes about 12 euros, more simple ones 9 euros. So yeah, pretty decent. So I just found a map, and so I believe this is the elevation, how high we are. So 1750, and this is actually the village that we're gonna stay in. It's called Auronzo. So it's 829 meters, and then we are over here. Basically, I know a lot of people who do travel channels, they say, or they talk about like the best places to see, but I think most of the times it's just all out of TripAdvisor, so I'm not gonna do that corny. But instead, I think sometimes it's just better to walk around, explore. Maybe you can find some hidden gems in that way. But yeah, talking about planning, I think today we're not gonna do that much of a hiking because yeah, we have to buy some fruits and vegetables that we want to take up on a mountain. We also wanted to visit some local market and get some hands on that local wine. It's called Savoia, I think. Yeah, I think it's called Savoia. Probably get some local cheese as well. Then do some exploring around the village of Auronzo. And yeah, I think in our Airbnb or the hotel we do have a balcony, so that's where probably we're gonna enjoy some local food as well. And maybe there is another lake. It's called Dolbach, and it's somewhere nearby, about half an hour ride. So probably we'll visit that as well, because today we want to hike about 30 kilometers, and tomorrow and day after tomorrow we are going into the nature and staying in a tent for a long time. I think the last time I did it was about 10-15 years ago, and that was not nearly a hiking trip. So yeah, today we want to take it easy and just get our feet a little bit used to the walking on some easy paths. Tomorrow is going to be a moderate path and a hard path, but yeah, I think you'll see that tomorrow. So we decided to go get some breakfast, and well, depending how long that goes, then we're probably gonna go to our village to stay at the hotel. But the mountains behind me, they called Tre Cime Lavaredo, I think. I'm not even, like, I'm quite sure how to pronounce it, but just don't want to sound too corny. Like a few days ago I watched this guy, an American, living in being an expat somewhere in Italy, and he said he was living there for a few months, and he was like talking so exaggerated, like Tre Cime whatever, and I was thinking, are you kidding? You're living here 3 months, like everybody can read Italian, I guess, so don't sound so corny. So I think the whole walk around the lake took us about an hour, and I was like with some small stops taking some pictures, so it's not that big a walk, but you can still see we came in the right time, because there is a bus behind me, and that's a tourist bus, and then they're all fighting and struggling who's gonna make the picture first without photobombing each other. But now I think we will go right here in some cafe next to the supermarket, and try to get some coffee and maybe some croissant, a healthy breakfast, because now after that probably go to the Auronzo and see what's happening over there. So let's check out the cafe. Seems pretty decent. Oh, it is a shop and a cafe. So you have some groceries right here, and you have some very delicious local pastry. Probably gonna have some of that. Just try to find my wife first. She's scouting for some local goods. What is that?
Honey is pine corn.
Wow. Very cool. So a lot of choice for honey and for some liquor. Now you're talking my language. We have some grappa, but I think we're probably gonna buy that in a local market in the village where we're staying. Might be a little bit overpriced here because a lot of tourists. I don't say it's a tourist trap, but I'm sure you can find a better price somewhere else. This looks pretty delicious. A lot of choice, a lot of choice. Are you gonna take that honey?
Yes, honey will take that honey.
Okay. Buongiorno. Maybe for decent breakfast, I think I'll just go with like Pucci speck. It looks like. Here you can see the deliciousness of the spread. I think they also heated it up, which is pretty nice. And my girl, she fell in for the tourist trap, so she got some honey.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's finish this breakfast and then I'll see you in the village of Aurenzo. Well, it turns out the bread was a little bit too dry. It didn't turn into the delicious wonder that I was expecting it to be. That's why we are trying to lure some more food for tonight. But on the other hand, it's too many people watching. So I think we'll just feed these ducks instead of fattening them up. We arrived at the village Auronzo. It's a longer name, but I will speak out only the latter. Auronzo village. It's pretty scenic as well, of course, and it looks like we can spend at least a couple hours exploring here, find a supermarket, because apparently the market is a little bit in a different village, 45 minutes away. So we're not gonna drive only for that, but just gonna explore this place, get some local wine and products. So full name of the village, Aurenzo di Cadore, but let's just call it Auronzo. There's a nice little river flowing here. I think in spring it flows much bigger because of the melting ice from the mountains. So, but it looks, so as you can maybe see in the distance, half of the river that goes upriver is very dry, only a small stream, but here in the lower side you have a little bit more water. Well, I mean, it's breathtaking. Everywhere you look, you can probably see something that that everybody can find to their like. And some very old church. It says 1208 till 2008, so 800 years ago. Well, that's also add the 2021 to it. But yeah, probably I'm gonna walk from one side of the village to the other side of the village. Maybe find some nearby hiking trails, and in that case we wouldn't even have the need to go to a different village. By the way, you see this very touristy looking hat. It's only for one purpose, so everybody can see I'm a tourist, besides holding a camera in my hand and talking to myself or to the camera. But I got that hat actually last year in Napoli, and it's just to protect my head from the sun. Another thing that we just did, we kind of turned away from the main road because it was very loud and busy. So I think it's just pretty good idea to go somewhere away from the main road and check out the local architecture, which in most of the cases looks pretty inspiring, pretty cool. And I think if we go down this road, we're also going to find the path to the river. And I think we're going to definitely return to the river later to collect some rocks from it. Yeah, shall we go down? I think we should go more down. Ciao! So we managed to almost circle around the lake. We didn't walk entirely back to the starting point because the locals apparently here, at least in this part of Italy, they are having siesta as well, and that's at 12:30, and then all the shops are closed, is what we heard. That's why we're going to the supermarket now. We cross the bridge over there, but then of course you can see more of the lake, but priorities, right? So after we hit the supermarket, we're going straight to our Airbnb, check in, take a shower, maybe have a soda, and then we'll find our next place for the hike somewhere in the region. This is the central church. That inside, I think it's very obvious it's Catholic because of the beautiful art and of course the gold on the altar. I think many churches in Rome don't stand even near this one. But yeah. It was pretty cool. Should I repent my sins?
Yes, indeed. Indeed.
No. Well, we can take a quick look. I think a lot of people have the need to confess the sins. Forgive me, my Father, for I have sinned. And they even like left the sprinkling over here. Points. It's pretty cool. But now, to the Airbnb. So guys, this is our Airbnb. This is actually a small balcony that comes with it. And this is the view from the balcony. The building is pretty old, pretty cool, rustic, the way I like it. And of course the best part is that they allow for dogs to stay as well. That's something we always keep an eye for. And that's how the room looks. Nothing fancy, but she will do, so to say, since you're only staying here for a night. And maybe just enjoying some wine later on the balcony. This is the view from the window. I think not the best one, but at least you can have a glimpse of a mountain as well. And of course, other necessary part is the shower, which is here. So time to take a shower, get dressed, and go on adventures. So, we had some delicious lunch, got a fresh shower, and now we're actually quite close to the first village where we were, where the lake was. And we checked around some trails and we decided that it would be the best today to see those three famous peaks. They're called Tre Cime in Italian, and it's about 10 kilometers hike. So yeah, let's do this and warm up for tomorrow. So these three peaks might be probably the best lookout spot from here, I mean, to these three peaks called the Tre Cime. Unless maybe you're sitting up there, but I'll leave that adventure for another time. But the trail goes on, I think about 4 or 5 more kilometers, a little bit uphill and then probably a little bit downhill. And then I think we're also gonna come probably back the same way, and it's pretty nice because this trail is also pretty empty, so it's not a lot of people. My dog's gonna run like without leash, and nobody's standing in front of you making photos or photobombing your photos. So yeah, I think it's pretty cool. But let us get to the top and hopefully there's some more scenic viewpoint. So earlier in the morning we saw like snow on the mountain, which is of course quite natural to see, and finally we also made it to the snow, just and yeah, we're wearing nothing but sandals. Oh, we're surviving. Yeah, but that's kind of fun, I think. I hope you don't cause an avalanche. That's pretty nice. Let's make an ice ball for boys. Oh. Yeah. You want some ice? Let me do the snow effect for you. Oh yeah, goes. Oh, he's rubbing in it. Good boy. I'm getting cool. I'm a little bit envious. I mean, nobody's stopping me, but why did you have to choose the dirtiest snow? Well, yeah. Yeah, I think over there, like behind me, that's probably the finish of the hike. I see some lazy people went up there with the car, but God bless them, whatever. And I think that's probably then also gonna be the closest you can get to the cliffs without like special climbing gear, probably. So, more or less, we're coming out a little bit disappointed from the refugio because, well, you could only pay in cash, which is very typical and very normal. It's our own fault because we forget our cash money in our bed and breakfast. I literally can't stop filming. I mean, like every step you take, every smaller hill you walk up, it's just incredible views. It is incredible. I mean, the colors, the height, it is goddamn incredible. I don't know, be careful, even I'm afraid to go so close. I'm really afraid of heights. So I'm walking on the edge. Whoa! That's like another hiking path downstairs, but okay. So the last tiny uphill, and that's gonna be end of sightseeing today. And I've completed the objective. I think hiked about 30 kilometers in total, including the village where we're staying. And I don't know if you can see it. Probably you can. Yes, you can. There are some angry clouds appearing on the peaks because just 15-20 minutes ago you could still see all those peaks, but now you can't, and that's a good sign that the rain is coming. It could be also not coming, but well, I think it was a good day of a hike anyway. So the moment of the truth is there gonna be some view from over here. I think it's pretty. It was worth it. It was definitely worth it, because you couldn't see these peaks from back there, and I think the longest point you could probably is somewhere over here. Then I imagine it's probably these same peaks and mountains, even though I see an arch over there, but definitely worth the walk. Now we can slowly make the descent back to our car. Pizza Signora and just large beer.
Biondo or red?
Biondo.
Thank you.
Per me se integrale è meglio.
Grazie.
Prego.